Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes. Thank you for watching today. No doubt, the stock market on everybody's mind, a roller coaster ride over the past few days. So here's my advice. Let not your heart be troubled, America. The stock market is not the economy. Right now, the economy is doing incredibly well. The sky is not falling. Oil prices are down. Interest rates are down. Food prices are down. You can afford to buy some eggs. And President Trump announced today there is no inflation. Now, a new poll shows the president's approval rating is at 53%. That is a 4-point uptick over a poll conducted last week. And that's because the average American, the blue-collar workers of this nation, understand that President Trump is trying to save the country. Now, the trade war has been ongoing for decades now. Republican and Democrat administrations have just refused to push back against unfair tariffs. Tariffs, by the way, that led many American companies to close up shop and head overseas. Now, those unfair trade policies crippled many small towns and industrial cities across the nation. Just drive through any number of small town main streets and you'll see what I'm talking about. Boarded up windows, shuttered factories. President Trump's reciprocal tariffs will reverse that trend, and his plan will bring industry and jobs back to America. And when that happens, main streets will be overflowing with new shops and restaurants. Jobs will be plentiful. It's going to be a painful process, much like having open heart surgery. Now, President Trump is actually conducting open heart surgery on the nation's economy, and the recovery will take time. But it will work, and soon our nation will once again be back in business on a level international playing field. Beyond that, the president is making America self-sufficient again. There's no reason why we should have to rely on China for life-saving medications. And by the way, the president's plan already working. 70 countries, the last count, 70 countries agreeing to work out a deal with the White House. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announcing a trade deal in the White House today.
I can tell you that I said to the president a very simple thing. We will eliminate the trade deficit with the United States. We intend to do it very quickly. We think it's the right thing to do. And we're going to also eliminate trade barriers, a variety of trade barriers that have been put up unnecessarily. And I think Israel can serve as a model for many countries who ought to do the same. I recognize the position of the United States. It says, we're allowing other countries to put tariffs on us, but we don't put tariffs on them. And, I'm a free trade champion, and free trade has to be fair trade. And I think that's basically the position that you have put forward, Mr. President. We are going to eliminate the tariffs, and rapidly.
There you go. But the stock market plunge has given lots of fair-weather conservatives cold feet. Many Republican lawmakers and conservative pundits are getting nervous, and some are heading for the exits. Ben Shapiro, Senator Ted Cruz, among some of the most outspoken. Cruz warning of a bloodbath for Republicans in the midterm elections, warning that it could trigger a full-blown trade war that would destroy jobs here at home and do real damage to the U.S. economy. Senator Rand Paul also blasting the president.
I am a Republican. I am a supporter of Donald Trump, but this is a bipartisan problem. I don't care if the president is a Republican or a Democrat. I don't want to live under emergency rule. I don't want to live where my representatives cannot speak for me and have a check and balance on power. One person can make a mistake. And guess what? Tariffs are a terrible mistake. They don't work. They will lead to higher prices. They are a tax, and they have historically been bad for our economy. But even if this were something that was magic and it was going to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I wouldn't want to live under emergency rule. I would want to live in a constitutional republic where there are checks and balances against the excesses of both sides, right or left.
That we have been in a trade war for decades, and neither Republicans nor Democrats, Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, nobody did anything about it. Cruz said the quiet part out loud, that lawmakers are concerned. They're concerned about losing their jobs, not you losing your job, but their jobs. And what they ought to be doing is lining up behind President Trump and trust his plan. But word today from NBC News that as many as 7 Senate Republicans may side with Democrats to limit the president's tariff authority. Are you kidding me? Let me say something here, folks. That would be a fatal mistake. Meanwhile, Republicans in the Senate and the House have failed to codify any of the president's executive orders. What are they doing up there? The Republican Party should pay heed to what I'm about to say here. If they stand against this president and his policies, there will most certainly be a bloodbath in the midterms. And I'm beginning to wonder if that's what some of these Republicans have been plotting all along.